Dobra, Hamachi. Wyłączone.
Yes, indeed.
Dobra, wysłaj zapro.
Yeah, don't forget, everybody. Feel free to throw your questions into chat.
And tag us at NASA Spaceflight.
Adam Saber is asking, thoughts on if a 33-engine static fire dust cloud will negatively affect the launch area or block out the sun and throw southern Texas into a mini ice age? Thanks. I don't think we have to worry about that.
Hamachi wyłączone, ale coś długość dołącza do tej
I tend to keep
gry.
the vehicle I keep the windows closed because even without a static fire throwing up a lot of dust, the amount of vehicles rolling around, it's on the beach, so significant amount of dust and whatnot blowing around in the air. So I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. It's more of an issue for us nerds being able to see things clearly. But hopefully, with the addition of the water deluge system that they have started to install, we'll see a large amount of water around the pad when they are getting ready to fire.
A nie wiem, no ja tak strzelam, że tu leży.
You know, maybe it'll mitigate the dust a little bit. That would be nice.
Ja chcę takiego minigana.
It will, and I think too, like in terms of launch viewing, right? I think to remember here is that with the hold down static fires that go on for a prolonged period of time, from what we can understand, this is a very rapid ignite the engines and lift off type profile, sort of like the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavies do. So I wouldn't actually expect the dust cloud to get so far up the vehicle, unless the wind is really against us on the day it lifts off, to obscure the entirety of the view before the vehicle begins to rapidly climb off the path.
This is the feed with your very own Grateful Habit. Sector went into immediate default after over 8 This is a reminder that the maintenance sector.
A nie wiem, nie spojrzałem.
Oh, look at you. Positively bristling with ambition and a taste for mindless. My PA before was pure bullshit. This is a crisis supernova. The Ascent group has collapsed. Our ecology's gone into default. Not that I expect those sleek suits to be able to unfuck this situation at any... No one is getting paid, and CorpSec will soon realize that they're risking their necks for exactly zero. We can expect security to implode before the cycle is over. The Ascent group AGI suddenly went quiet. That's never happened before. So the market went apeshit and forced the Ascent. Now all local SIs are operating independently. Hundreds of optimizer protocols fight. We're gonna see nutrient and energy shortages within just a few cycles. Thousands of Haber's heroes. Am I painting a bleak enough picture? We're mutually dependent on the neighboring clusters for food. It pains me to say this, but it looks like we're gonna have to cooperate. The other stack bosses have agreed to meet. They're a bunch of incompetent hard-nosed, but I don't see any other options. And my imp won't shut up about this being the only way forward. I want you to handle security for the move. In a crisis like this, you can always expect to see a few witless wonders stepping up to bat. The Turbo Vipers are all... Questions? Shoot.
O Jezu, ile opcji! Kto to Kto to będzie czytał, ludzie?
They're threatening to attack the meeting, and I want you, the ladies.
No na pewno wpadnie, będziemy jakieś tu kurwa spotkanie obstawiać. Dobra. O fuck, nie miałem tego zakończyć. Kto w przycisku dalej daje ten?
Questions? Shoot. All payouts,
Corpse.
but I'm hoping it'll be a little one. It's all fair. If I can reach it, considering the, I expect it.
Yeah.
They run, but I guess that's all right. No, feel free here.
O, dobra. Tu jakaś misja poboczna?
You must be Boomslay's pet project. He warned me you'd stop by. Looks like you picked that gear from a Warren's garbage dump and upgrade his death in order. Here, I've sent you markers for a grafter, an armor guy, and a weapons dealer. This is your lucky fucking day, because I'm also gonna give you a handout. And please try to exceed mine. Off you go.
Musimy, czekaj, chcemy zrobić najpierw... Dobrze, no dziennik postaci, fajnie. Nie wiem, nie to... No nie mówcie, że ja teraz będę samouczki odklikiwał, nie. Ustawienie. Chyba pocipiliśmy. O, samouczki, wyłącz. Napisy w cutscenkach. No nie, włącz. Rację, tryb foto. No i dobra. Nie, włączone miałem. Czyli mapę i misję. Chcemy poboczną najpierw zrobić. Odwiedzić handlarza broją, pancerzami i wszywacza. No... Nie wiem, dla pewności kliknąłem. Co to jest? Recepcja. A tu chyba ten... Zarząd Ascent, znaczy, no... Siedziba Ascentu. O, złota skrzynia jakaś, co to jest? Otwórz. Blokada LOD3. Okay. Cokolwiek to znaczy. Tutaj.
From itch, data burn, neural my. What a formidable specimen you are. If there's nothing
Jakiś kolejny sidequest. Dostałeś? O co, cutscenka masz? Tam w ogóle był łeb od R2D2.
fresh clay.
O, widzę twoje opcje. Ja co wybierasz? Ale tak... Okej. No dobra, odwiedziłem. Co, misja zrobiona? Odwiedź handlarza pancerzami. A to ty byłeś. W jakim? Ja byłem w broniach i w szywacza. Tu jest wszywacz. No, czekaj. Tu jest wszywacz. O. Akceptuję. Nie, potem. Misja wykonana. Nie, to robimy. Nie, zrobione. No masz ukryty, tak? Expa też dostałem. Ja dostałem. O, to będzie strzelanko jakieś. Co ty zrobiłeś? O kurwa. No to ty.
Weather at the pinnacle is still constant sun. Work hard.
Jak chcę ten przedmiot fioletowy, co tam był? Co to jest? Podstawowy komponent, no okej. Ej. O kurwa, karabin rzucił. Ty też dostałeś? No ja też. Tak. Wyposażenie taktyczny, główna, lęk. A, to jest ten karabin, który mogliśmy kupić. Okej. Nie wiem. Nie pytaj mnie. Z kim Jakim ty się tam jebiesz?
Access to other tiers might be restricted pending indent status and full arcology restoration.
A tutaj. Cześć, może jest, tylko nie wiem. Przypiszenie klawiszy. Unik, kucnij. No nie ma. No, to jest tryb foto w ogóle jakiś. Nie działa. A tutaj wchodziło?
This vertical transport hub doubles as the arcology garbage disposal. An estimated 300 tons of unfiltered waste is thrown into the pit every day.
A, my tu byliśmy.
The atmosphere down here is saturated with single microparticles. You are currently breathing other beings' excrement.
Podkumasz ten cios i on jest bardzo mocny. Tylko z bliska musisz jebnąć. Nie no, trochę się odnawia. No i jeszcze energię zużywa. No i karabin jest lepszy. Nie wiem, co tam. Mówię, że ten karabin jest lepszy. Level up. Umiejętności.
So, you know, if you
Czyli
happen to
umiejętności.
need a restroom break to go watch this, be listening for that call out of 10-minute warning.
Yeah, I'll admit it now that I've been out of high school for like over a decade, but
Kurde,
I
te punkty do
laptop at school that we used
przeładowania
to
bardzo
use, I
dużo
would
dają,
nap
mi się
in
wydaje.
the corner during shuttle missions and watch 24/7 while at school. But
I love how Sawyer's over here talking about bringing his laptop to school, as if like for you and I, Jack, laptops weren't those big hunkering lugs that you had.
Jak te jądra dzikusy wyglądają?
it was still pretty big to take to school.
The first thing to ever use, I think, is having two.
No i jedno jądro mamy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
To gdzieś tutaj ma być.
Listen to those sounds.
Sounds like the booster is starting to come alive. Exactly what we want to see here. It's been a little bit of a winding road
Jest
this
skrzynia.
afternoon and this morning as we waited for the pilot load to start. Hopefully we see Frost on the booster here momentarily and we get into the flow in earnest.
It wasn't Ernest that said long and winding road. That was Shields.
Sawyer.
O, jakiś lepszy.
Oh, again.
No czaszki mają. Ej kurwa, sporo ich.
Reminder that from like kind of what we're expecting, we're not expecting when the fuel load begins to have the entire vehicle drawn, the whole thing loaded up, kind of like we saw for the wet dress rehearsal where they
No, masz
had all the
health packa
tanks at the
tutaj?
top. This one we believe is going to be
Nie leży
just
tu
enough
health
to
pack?
complete that 33 engine static fire.
Now we watch the booster. Can we wait to see last form on Ivy the Crossing or making things more dark? That's the next step here. And I'm being told by our spreadsheet master and background Adrian that we can expect a T0 at sometime around noon or PM local. That's about an hour and 4 minutes from now. That's a very rough estimate. Could be give or take 10 or 5 minutes. But just trying to keep you all appraised of where we are at with the flow. As we get more indicators, we are moving to time up.
And that's assuming that there's absolutely everything goes on time as planned.
A,
No holes.
jak ty padłeś, to ja też padam,
Precisely,
okej.
yes. It's a very good thing to mention, because as we saw,
Ja
earlier,
już
it
klikałem,
looked like they were about to
żeby
start
cię
propellant
podnosić.
loading, and they encountered.
Ale nie miałem życia, żeby cię podnieść, tak wiesz. Ale postęp się zapisał.
So now we are waiting to see if
Fajnie.
they're able to start getting things loaded into the vehicle, getting these commodities.
Nic, może po prostu, wiesz. Progres mapy
Go
straciliśmy.
ahead, Chris.
Yeah, and like we said too, you know, just to add as well, that this is the first time any horrible to ignite engines on a single booster. It is totally possible that even if everything is going right, they will opt
Tego
to
healthpacka
hold
też nie mogłem
and
tu
just
podnieść.
double check, right? That would be
Leżą.
another reason
No. Szybko weszło. Oj, nie trafiłem. Czemu go nie mogę bez...
Wow, that is a lot.
There's a lot of labor. A huge amount of labor coming through. There's liquid oxygen filling the tank right now. This is exactly what we want to see.
Yes. So fueling is underway for the booster here ahead of its 33 engine static fire. Oh, wowie, wow. This is exciting. We're going for it. Okay.
Very, very scientific.
Become giddy, Chris. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So very scientific term there. It's the wow. But no, this is exciting. This is going to be the most thrust produced by any rocket ever. Most engines ever fired at once on a single vehicle. This is going to be, hopefully, if everything goes well, an extraordinary test and a huge milestone in this program. I see chat absolutely going crazy right now, and I think
Czemu tych healthpacków nie mogę podnieść? O, teraz mogę.
A
teraz nie mogę. Ale teraz znowu nie mogę.
But you know what, I do have to ask
Ale
you
drugi
who are
jest.
watching in chat right now as we enter the
No,
stage of this
czyli
stream. One way
coś...
you can help tell YouTube that this is a stream that's worthy of pushing to other people is smash that like button. There are 52,000 people watching and we're at 16,000 likes. That is a great way to engage with the stream and tell YouTube this is something that you should push to other people as well, because we all understand the historic element of what today could be, right? It's not just a like, oh my gosh, you know, if it works, it's not only an oh my gosh, ride that euphoric wave. It is really that this is a vehicle that can radically transform how we explore space, how we transport things around the solar system. And this is also a vehicle that is integral to NASA's plans to return humans to the moon. And that's not just a NASA plan, it's an international plan as well. So this vehicle is massively important for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason we are all hanging out and enjoying the day and celebrating
Dobra.
and answering your questions, and we've been live for hours. It's because this is a big deal, and we're so excited to see it finally happen. So fingers crossed, everything with the phone loading goes smoothly. We can see the frost rapidly rising up the booster now on the LOX tank. We've got about a ring and change of frost on the LOX tank, which is 100% what we want to see. We're not quite sure quite how much liquid oxygen they plan to load. That is sort of something we'll have to wait and see. Although with the methane side, I think we expect sort of a minimal loading of whatever. Oh, look at that! That is where the methane tank starts. So propellant loading is going in earnest, and this is precisely the flow that we expected and that we wanted to see happen. Excellent.
Yeah, and you know, a good indicator that we're not expecting a full propellant load is where.
A może tu z bossem walczyliśmy? Dużo ich się robi.
Frost on the LOX tank is now starting to reach the top of where that missing hydraulic power unit is. That's what we're looking at there.
And again, a reminder, the LOX and the liquid methane tanks are separated, so that's why we're seeing two different frost rings.
Exactly, yeah, they're separated by a common bulkhead. It's basically
that's the methane.
Yep, this is the
A wyszliśmy w ogóle z obszaru.
About a ring and change or so of methane in the booster. I wish we knew how much they were going to load, but
O, jeszcze mamy innego
chyba. Around 3 p.m. That could be an indicator of, you know, we've got a little bit of ways to go, and maybe they'll fill it to a certain point and then hold. But Adrian is saying about 5 minutes per ring, which is fascinating. So, and Alex, if you're listening, I know you have the numbers on this. How much liquid oxygen and how much methane per ring? Like each stainless steel ring that makes up the booster, I believe there are 39 of them, and each one is, you know, don't forget the booster is 9 meters in diameter, so it's a 6 foot tall.
Tak jak ty tą taksę wzywałeś?
Ring, and there's 39 of those that comprise the entire thing. Although the tank section is a little bit less than that, given their, you know, the engine section and things like that. So, but significant amounts of propellant being flowed into the vehicle right now. Look at all of that vapor. Wow. Oh my gosh. I don't know that we've seen this much, not even during the wet dress rehearsal.
At this local atmospheric conditions on the day. This is why every launch look is different, no matter if the rocket is the same.
That's a very good point.
Temperature, humidity, all of that playing the role in it. The wind direction.
Fantastic. Looks like we're in store for quite a show. I'm so excited. I know everyone wants to see it.
O kurwa, sorry. Niechcąco misklik. Na pewno da się załatać.
Holy cow, they're doing it. We're getting there.
They are. I mean, like, I don't
Proszę dane do faktury.
From SLS doing it 3 months ago, and here we are less than 3 months later for another one that's going to double that power. It's incredible. But in case you're wondering, here's what we're looking at today. This handy little guide for you in terms of what is what on the ground there at Starbase.
We have liquid oxygen tanks, nitrogen, the water tanks obviously there on the side, the subcoolers and the tanks for the methane, and then you've got the new water tanks brought over back there, and again the tower vent.
Yeah, in the same way that the orbital launch mount vent has its sort of waterfall mode and we believe that's part of chill down from the GSE lines, that tower vent fulfills the same function for when the ship is on top of the booster for or the ship side. It's kind of like two sides of the same thing. But absolutely love these graphics. Props to Alex and Adrian and Ryan for throwing these together.
Jeszcze jakiś
I'm
cwaniak?
excited to see what more we can do along those lines.
And there you go.
Alex,
This is the joining of the liquid oxygen at the bottom and the methane tank on top. And
Oh,
those
you have returned.
ribs that you see
Hans is
going around
beside
where the
himself
tanks
with excitement,
connect are
and you've
called
gathered the
stringers, and
specimens
they are
needed.
basically just structural
Wonderful.
reinforcement units.
Hans promised to
Correct.
pay, and here it is. A booster
and those
of health
two
and
little
well-being
cowbell
to
looking
relieve
things on
your
the right
daily
are
aches and
liquid
sorrows.
oxygen tank
Worth more than
vents.
any measly sum of Ukraines.
Those
Thank you
are
again.
vents
Please
that
stop.
SpaceX has cleverly repurposed
Co
not
dostaliśmy?
just as a vent, but also as reaction control thrusters. So they will not use a separate,
Wzmacniacz
like,
parametrów
LZ
życiowych.
or what have you RCS system. They're just going to use the propellant and the pressure of the propellant in the tank as
Which
their
is-
thruster, which is
Mhm.
quite novel.
It
Tak.
is, and honestly, like when we talk about simplification of systems driving toward an airline model, right? In that regard, and do not get me wrong, I
No.
totally understand the difference between rocketry and
Ale nie mam interfejsu i nie wiem ile.
That simplification for the idea of rapid
Czekaj, czy pan od broni może zmienił swoją ofertę i ma coś fajnego?
Alex in our back channel saying
Tam
roughly
mówili, że ten, że
133
warto
tons
sprawdzać
of
co
blocks
jakiś
per
czas.
ring and 40 to 50 tons of
Zobaczmy, czy mieli rację. Bro, karabiny maszynowe. Gówno.
Yes.
Of course, because he's Spanish.
Chuj dupa.
Well, and we're NSF.
I mean, I'm not gonna. We're in business mode
Ten
right
pistolecik
now. We're
sprzedam
looking
w
at
pizdu.
a fuel booster, so I'm not gonna argue
No
fuel
chuj mnie
units
to.
versus metric, but you know, pick your. I'm being yelled at in the back channel. According to the NSF style guide, it's metric. All right, it's metric. There you go.
That's funny.
But the difference in mass there is due to obviously the density of liquid oxygen versus the density of methane. And I believe that the oxygen is cooled to a further extent than the methane, which means it's even more dense. This is looking great. We are seeing a good amount of frost on both tanks. I'm just like, this is fantastic.
Really is.
Oh yeah. By the way, in terms of you're talking about that temperature, I mean, it becomes liquid oxygen at, I believe, SpaceX typically uses about 207 degrees
Dobra,
Celsius
poczekam.
below
O!
zero. So,
What is that?
Poczekam na ciebie. Tam jakieś wybuchy, nie wiem.
I somehow knew you would.
No, takie.
you're welcome.
And now I have started a war in chat.
Between the units, yeah.
My bad. Oh, that's my bad.
To tam gdzieś w tle, to
I
się
don't know if it's scary
nie
that you
przejmę.
did that, or that I knew right away that you were going to ask for the Fahrenheit unit too.
It's that you knew.
No masz drugą.
This is why we like this layer. At this point, I can't help but wonder to what extent they're going to load this thing. I mean, I wonder if this is enough as it is, or if they're going to continue to load. We just have to keep watching and see if the frost levels rise and rise, and what happens from there.
Yeah. By the way, I do just want to point out that it is free, and you'll enjoy more of these if you like
Policja zebrana.
ahead of the actual test.
O, tu fioletowy item. Podstawowy,
I know
komponent.
everybody here is super excited for the test flight.
Poziom.
Whenever it finally happens, hopefully in March. Just so
Tak.
exciting.
March.
And
Yeah.
this is, as a reminder, this is the last major milestone, at least from a technical standpoint, for that orbital flight. Whatever data they get from this, you know, maybe the test doesn't go exactly as planned. SpaceX decides that they want to repeat it, but as we know right now, based on the information we have at hand, this is, if everything goes well, the last major test ahead of the orbital test flight. And that is why we are so excited. One of the many reasons we're so excited. I mean, should I even, should we do questions? Like, what do we want to do right now? Or should we just keep commentating on what we're seeing?
Martwych już się nie da.
Yeah, we can do questions and interrupt as needed.
Ktoś się sapia do ciebie?
So we want to just keep pointing out how frosty it is.
Michael Oliver is saying, do we need to act you in order for you to read our questions? Also, hi. Well, hello Michael Oliver. And,
Obrońca M4. I będzie na sprzedaż. Dobra, my w drugą mańkę.
When you at NASA spaceflight before your question, it allows it to pop into some software that Michael wrote and pick it out amongst.
Ja nie wiem, czy trzeba było do nich
No one really
strzelać.
paused. Sorry. Wow, how many people are watching right now? This is insane.
About 61,000.
Tutaj?
Alright, well, if you're
A,
new
tu
to
winda
our
jest.
channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. You know the YouTube spiel. But really, if you like this, if you like what you're seeing, if you want coverage of not just Starbase but rockets all around the world, we do our best to
Nie no, jak nie mają problemu, to zostawmy ich w
all
spokoju.
spaceflight activities that we possibly can put the camera here.
Jak se pożyjemy
We
jeszcze.
do our best to get people excited about spaceflight because spaceflight is exciting, and the more people that are excited about it, the better. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, is that 1,000 freedom?
Oh my god. I'm gonna go metric. I mean, style
Pies was jewo.
Let's see here. Tones Carp is asking,
Kurde, ten implant sporo HP dał, tak z pół paska. No ja mam teraz jeden i tak, nie wiem, 3/5. Ile?
Start to chill down the prop lines, and we saw the orbital launch mount vent enter waterfall mode, which means they're chilling down the ground lines to prepare to load propellant in the vehicle. There's looked to be some kind of issue, or at least a hold, and there was a brief hold. SpaceX started everything up again, and now we are into prop load in earnest, as you can see by all the frost on the methane tank and LOX tank. So that is a very quick rundown. So this sort of seems like today's second attempt at this test, and everything appears, as far as we can see, to be going smoothly.
Right, and along those same lines, we don't know going forward exactly how theory out until we get 10 minutes before they plan static fire, and then hopefully do all very
A te białe, te szare, tak? Nie, to są...
I do wonder
Nie, to są
if
postaci.
during this test they will in fact get all 33 engines to fire, or if they'll get a subset of those, like maybe 30 or 20 something, and maybe they'll have to redo the test. That's always a possibility, but it's also possible, if you remember the wet dress rehearsal, which went flawlessly on the first attempt, that they do in fact succeed in their goal of getting all 33 engines to fire at once. Hopefully we get an update from SpaceX pretty soon after the test, so we can determine what the status of the test was and if they got the data they got for. But until that happens, we will be able to guess, but we won't know for certain. So, I mean, all eyes are on the prize right now, and of course that prize is precious, precious test data.
exactly.
Co, tu jest jakaś
And some good hops.
koperta.
Yes,
A,
absolutely.
pałeczka U+.
Official, the quote-unquote
Tu
official
jakąś
term
pałkę.
we use for the most conventions,
Yeah, we're very technical here. We keep things very serious. You know, Raptor honks. It's a thing. Let's see here. Camden Burke is asking, do you think SpaceX will have a launch site just for tankers so they don't risk damaging their operations time with the launch? Ideally, each launch site would be capable of rapid turnaround, and that would not be expensive. That said, if you have 3 or 4 launch sites,
O ty,
that also mitigates the risk of any
tu
kind of
kolejną
anomaly
pałkę
throwing a wrench in
puścili.
the plans. So that is why we've seen SpaceX working towards building a launch site out at 39A, and hopefully soon starting to build a launch site out at LC49, which is just north of the 39 complex, A and B.
Yes, so that we give them 3 locations there to be able to launch from if you here.
Yeah, but critically, they could put 2 at the altitude. You might have heard that as a plan. I'm not sure.
O, granat rzucił.
Is similarly sized to 39 entirely, which has A and B pads. B is where
Znaczy tego oczekujesz.
A is where Starship is about the 9 launch from. So conceivably, SpaceX could have 3 or more launch sites just for Starship in Florida.
Spoko, że nie musimy obaj dygać po
California
item.
person, so I humbly wish for a Starship launch
tam?
site at Vandenberg. No plans indicated in the works for that, but you never say never. But either way,
Jak w tym?
with 3+ launch sites for Starship, if you have a problem in any one individual site, that should still provide the redundancy that you need.
To co, bankomat tak samo jak poczta w facetach w czerni? Siedzi w tym.
And that's according to some of the scoping that was done for the proposed environmental assessment.
Którym się granat rzucało?
And if you pay attention to our YouTube channel, we also do periodic flyovers of SpaceX.
Pojebany jak się.
We do keep appraised of what's going on out there in terms of Starship and all other rocket development. And if you have been seeing those extra Starship tower segments getting built at SpaceX's Roberts Road facility, and wondering where are those tower segments?
99 ukredy. Nie, to ja nie chcę.
Although, once again, does not appear as though work has started out there yet. The rate that's been going at 39A, it seems like they are prepping everything and they'll be able to rapidly assemble at least one launch pad for Starship out there as soon as regulatory approvals and whatever else they might be waiting for come. I'm trying to maintain composure here. This is incredibly exciting. Has the frost, can someone do an A/B test? Has the frost continued to rise, or are we kind of holding right now?
Grinder, 1,387
Appears to be holding from just a quick A/B test, but
Kolejny item leży. Kolejne 2 itemy leżą.
I'll trust Adrian.
Na dachu. I skrzynia jest czerwona.
The frost is continuing to rise, exactly what we see in one signal loading the vehicle. Once again, we don't know quite how much they're going to load. Sort of a wait and find out situation. But we are guessing for a 2-0 sometime around 3 p.m. Give or take 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. So very rapidly approaching the time where we should hope to see 33 Raptor engines ignite for the very first time.
And if I can just answer, I just saw one question come up that I've seen a couple of times here of asking which tank is which, whether it's LOX on top or methane. I understand.
O ku, o! Oh fuck! Nie wiem, ja użyłem tego Q, to full hapsa zdjęli od razu. Daleko nas cofnęło? O, kawałek. Czyli to jest kara. O, ty gnoju! Ale mi wrzucił. Kurde, te granaty to nie są takie proste do ominięcia. Ja używam non-stop spacji. Nawet teraz użyłem przy granacie, ale nie dałem rady. Tu, kurde, są jakieś platformy w środku. Nie wiem. O, wieżyczka. Ona dużo życia? Nie, nie. No dobra, ale co z tymi temami?
I love that fire design, I just have to say, so major props to everyone who worked on the design on that, and such a cool shirt, and cool as a
ah, yes.
We've got all of the merch for that. I highly recommend it.
Indeed. Okay, I have to ask this question from Nova Raptor TV, just because They say, do you think Slick 6 at Vandenberg will be refitted for Starship? Slick 6 is where ULA formerly launched Delta 4 Heavy out of. They launched their final West Coast Delta 4 Heavy last year. There's 2 more Delta Heavies. Those are both from Florida.
Okej, a można
Now,
se
Slick 6
spaść?
does not have any slated customers at this point. Who knows? Maybe Blue
Attended?
Origin will snap it up.
Yeah.
Maybe SpaceX will snap it up. Hard to say, but I can't believe I'm about to say this. Given the polar corridor out of Florida, I would sort of be shocked if Vandenberg ends up being.
Próbujemy klepać tych frajerów na dole?
Significant environmental and regulatory hurdles to
Granaty, możemy granatu użyć.
famously, SpaceX had to put
Idą,
headphones on
czekaj, idzie
seals
jeden.
and-
Na
and,
radarze,
play
na
sonic
radarze
waves
widzę.
to determine if they disturb the seals. I don't think that's been possible before. I think that's something that actually happens, right?
O kurwa. Nie.
I swear I've seen a picture of it. Maybe it's just something somebody photoshopped. Either way, I digress. That would be nice.
O kurde, dobra,
if
nie no.
Slick 6 Starship launches, but you know, it's not in the cards right now, at least as far as small
Right, you have the ability to control trajectory.
Dalej jesteśmy. W sensie przed tymi przed tą wieżyczką.
Do it from text.
Okay, we have the photo in our back channel, and it is real. Oh, goodness.
Kurde, ta wieżyczka taka niecelna to nie jest. Fuck, zaraz mnie zabije.
So the question now is,
will Starship get the seal of approval?
Potrzebuję życia jakieś.
Now I have seal stuck in my head. Thank you. Thank you.
you're welcome. At least it's not because I've had Ring of Fire stuck in my head all the time. So
Zabij chromiarzy.
Don't want to get copyright struck.
Yes.
Mam nadzieję, że...
Zetheris, thank you for the question. They said, can you say hi to my engineer? Hello, Zetheris. Stay in school, kids.
O plecy!
Hopefully SpaceX.
Ja życia nie mam. Ty też się zresztą nie masz kolorowo. Kurde
Let's
jest.
see. So Jeff Peterson is asking, say today's a success. What happens in the next 30 days or so leading to launch? Well, I think a big one.
O jest, medpack.
Stack it on the booster. They also need to get regulatory approval from the FAA, which we do know has been involved, but
Idę.
you know, no confirmed information back from how far along they are or how long it will take them after this step.
Mówię, tego kół warto używać.
Not quite long. But Chris, any other thoughts on what the next 30 days or so will look like? Assuming
Ale
everything
mnie
today goes well?
swędzi. Dobra.
Yeah, so the basic things that we know in terms of a step sequence that would need to happen is ship 24 needs to complete.
Nie, to róbmy misję. A zaraz znowu skończę z 20 levelami jakoś. Ten strzał to taki... też pizdeczka. Plecak majstra. Czarny rynek.
Data that they get from Raptors, they might want to swap out some of the Raptors.
Jebaniec ucieka. U granatnik jakiś. Widzę, że prawego używasz. A jakieś temy leżą tam, gdzie przed chwilą piliśmy się na środku? Strzelba jakaś dropnęła. Widzę. No podniosłem. Jakiś wizjer. Jakie rzeczy? Trzeba na mapę patrzeć, bo tak jak ten mówiłeś, tą kopertę, bo tak to nie widać, już jest... Strzelba kolejna i tu... Uprząż. Zobacz, wyposażenie... Dude, ta strzelba...
Permit. I like that.
I don't think the crowd's ever gonna chant FA.
No.
Let's see. Evan Thomas asking how long it takes to fill the super heavy booster with fuel. We're not expecting a full fueling today.
Wizjer złego oka też, kurde, wygląda
As we saw with the wet dress rehearsal, it's
może
about an hour to an
trochę
hour and 20
lepiej.
minutes roughly or so for a full fuel load for booster and ship. Good question. Let's look for some more questions as we continue.
O, jeansy sobie zobacz. Tylko, że... No... Ale 20 pancerza.
Do we think they'll disconnect the booster quick disconnect, the BQD, during this static fire? I don't believe they have during previous ones, right? No, it does not seem like that would be something you'd want to do, right, Chris?
Yeah, and mainly because you're not trying to emulate the liftoff here, right? You're just trying to emulate the startup sequence and the gap firing, and there would be an added complexity to disconnecting the quick disconnect, and then let's say something in those 33 engine firings get back onto
Trzy umiejętności.
It just seems more prudent to leave it attached because you really only in a nominal flow plan to detach that one at T0 when the clamps release the vehicle for liftoff.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like you said, you want to be able to drain the propellants out of the booster after the test. You don't want to have to just
20 punktów na jedną tam? Jednego skilla. Idą, uważaj. To nie ja. O kurde. Strzelba jest dobra. Nie jest zła, ale w sumie bo oni mają tak mało życia to.
I saw a question earlier, I don't see it now, but somebody was asking if we expect them to gimbal the engines at all before firing the engine. I mean, that's a normal thing we see with Falcon 9 before liftoff, and it's a normal thing we saw, say, with Space Shuttle, and I think basically most of
ale długie przeładowanie, bo dobra, to już mam minus.
to be able to see such a wiggle, but it's certainly something we'll be looking out for. I don't know, Chris, what do you think?
Dobra, misja zrobiona, miejsce spotkania teraz musimy iść.
That is one of the last things you do is when the hydraulics or the thrust vector control systems are powered on when they move to electric TVCs, is you give
4 automaty.
they can achieve the needed positions for liftoff. So yeah, I would anticipate that's going to happen in A2.
A co to jest?
For the booster, at least they can see part of the countdown.
Z życiem sobie może być.
So I think we'll see it, and when
po lewej to...
that might be the visual we can see.
Ale tam... O. Aha. O! Dobra, problem...
Something that we probably will see here, but definitely a crucial step ahead of, I would say, even the static fire. But if they don't do it, I would understand it as well.
Aha, będziemy...
Talking while muted. Yes, I think that's, you know, it could go either way, basically.
Boss będzie?
And a good amount of methane in the methane tank.
Indeed we do.
So far, again, the excitement. Sometimes the silence is little just realizing probably happen.
Fantastic. We're getting closer and closer to this.
Może w jakimś, kurde, teleportem. O. Czemu dwóch idzie? Więcej. Panowie, ja nie mam nic do was. Olu, dużo dostaję z tego kół. Wiesz?
They did well.
Z kół, nie z granat.
On the first one?
I think they'll do something, because that seems to be their MO, right? Like the Falcons had the things on board for their first flights as well, Falcon Heavy. So I think they'll do something. Exactly what it is, I don't know. But,
the other bosses are on board.
yeah, I mean, it might be a banner, it might be a sign of some kind, but I would imagine they do something. It would
We
just
still
keep
have
with their
plenty of
tradition.
work to do, but this is as good a
It
start
is
as we
potential
could
they maybe
hope
put
for.
something in there before
But
they
who the
welded it
flaming
as
fuck
well,
were
and
those
we'll
amped
reveal
up
that
flatliners? Damn it! I need more problems about as much as I need a rectum on my forehead.
Exactly.
And yes, I know there are a few evolutionary dead
Good
ends like
question
that
from
around,
George there.
but you get my drift.
I see a lot of super chats coming through, and
Someone's
I see a lot
pinging
of
me. Hang
memberships
on.
coming in. Thank you to everybody so much for the
Phone
support.
here.
Kind of
Yes.
just like
Yes.
trying to stay on top of what's going on right
No.
now. We will make sure that we
Fuck.
thank everyone for their support. And you can see
That
some of
was
the people
admin
flashing
Danker.
by right now.
While
Thank you
we
there,
were
Arthur.
splooging all over ourselves here, someone went and grabbed a whole bunch of hammers. My hammers! Seems the attack here was a diversion for the
Tofu
kidnapping.
loving.
I gotta get back. Don't stray too far.
gosh.
I have a feeling we'll need your help again soon.
Oh no.
People asking if this is gonna change the orbital for all the conditions firing against the ground. I think the safe answer there is no, right?
Largely no, because it's not going to be of a seismic scale that that a measurable change to Earth's rotation would be possible. Some very large earthquakes, like the one in 2011 off Japan, actually can affect Earth's rotation, but not Starship. No.
Let's see here. Era Bera is asking, do we think the static fire will damage the tower or sensitive items, possibly taking a while to repair? This is certainly a possibility. We don't know how this is going to go. Once again, this is going to be the most thrust produced by any rocket ever. That's what we expect. This is going to be the most engines ever fired on a single rocket ever. This is going to be a significant test, and we haven't seen anything like it. So the unknown is certainly possible, and damage to the launch mount or the tower or any number of things is entirely possible. SpaceX, of course, will have done everything they can to mitigate those risks. But there are things that you just don't know.
To nawet ja podnosiłem.
So that is sort of another layer to the excitement today, is not only being excited for a historic milestone, not only being excited for progress in the Starship.
A właśnie a propos VR-ki, jak działają te questy dwójki? Znaczy, bo kurde, myślę, czy sobie nie wziąć na raty. Zero. Questów. No w sumie, jak patrzyłem, to konkurencji nie ma. Jest w tym przedziale cenowym i ofercie.
Covering up all the sensitive propellant lines and conduit for electrical lines and all of that stuff. So, fingers crossed, this test goes smoothly. I have faith, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit worried, but not like worried in the sense that I'm significantly concerned. The big
always in the back of your mind for
okay, so the liquid oxygen has reached the top of the chime.
A myślisz, że na przykład da się wymieniać baterie w takich goglach? Żeby na przykład mieć dwie? Nie wiem. Powerbanki będą rozwalać baterie.
Yeah, right now this isn't expected. Yep.
You don't necessarily want to load more methane
Bo bezprzewodowo to co, ja mogę w gry normalnie z kompa, czy tylko jakieś specjalne?
And pretty soon, hopefully, pirat15 will also come apart.
Yes, controlled.
Controlled part. Let's see. For a couple more questions here.
Ale w takim... Bo te gogle działają tak, że ja nie potrzebuję normalnie kompa, żeby grać. I jak...
And we have seen progress on them sort of paused for the moment. It seems like they're prioritizing work on Starbase and on 39A.
O!
But SpaceX does still own those two repurposed oil rigs, and potentially in the near future we'll see them outfitted as floating launch.
Nieważne czy krakowane czy nie.
If you think the complexity of the ground systems for Starship are, you know, is significant, which it is, you should think that. I can only shudder and think about how complex it would be to do the same thing on an oil platform out at sea. So perhaps that is something.
Dostaliśmy monokl i on kurde wygląda jeszcze świetniej. No te fizyczne, ale no reszta.
Things are shifting around, so currently have not seen any significant progress on those oil rigs now. If you want to,
Ale tak miniłem właśnie nad tymi questami, bo mówię, no chodzi za mną ta wiarka. A 2 koła to nie jest jeszcze, no 2 tam, nie wiem, te 200-300 tak stoi na Allegro. No to ile, 100 za kabel?
I debated it.
I know you did. You don't have to. I know you did.
I mean, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Instead of going for a Starbucks venti, you could always just get one of our mugs and drink out of that instead. Just saying.
There you go. It's kind of more of a grande.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. But yes, if you want to know more about the oil rigs, if you want to read up on sort of the state of them, we do have a forum thread that is dedicated to that. And I'm going to throw the link in chat several times here. There you go.
No ja tutaj mam za 80. Od Vortex VR do Oculus Link. Ale to jest jakiś USB 5.
Which is give or take 10 minutes, our expected T0. We will continue to answer some of your questions. At some point here in the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to have to step away from.
Ale mi jakieś USB-ki wychodzą.
But I will stay on
Kabel questing Metacom.
Right.
Let's see. The dude is asking, why no siren if no one is around? So that T-minus 10-minute siren that we're expecting to hear is used to alert the residents of Boca Chica and the workers there out at Starbase.
Czemu mi wyskakują jakieś zjebane kable, ty? To wpisuję i mi na różne sposoby wpisuję i mi wyskakuje za 80 zł Quest Link Cable plus Quest 2. No ale jest dopisany, no kurde, na stronie Vortexa.
When that happens, and of course we'll let you know. Oliver in chat is asking, did the siren go off? And no, it has not gone off.
Tylko takie mi wyskakują. USB-C. A nie, no.
So people can hear it, not just the rocket.
Exactly, yes. Matt Heiss is asking, how did you see engines actually gimbling? Oh, I put the wrong thing on. Well, first, Matt, we're going to answer this other question here, because I missed the question. We'll get back to you. You're asking, why not test, Benjamin is asking, why not test with full stack to test the durability of the heat tiles versus the vibration of 33 engines? So do you want to take that, or Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, this is an interesting question, and yes, that is a very logical question. I have had it as well. Wouldn't you want to make sure of that? There are a couple different answers to this, really.
Tylko, że czy komp da radę mi, jak wiesz, jak go podłączę, te okulusy.
So this is very much akin to when the Falcon 9 first stages go to McGregor and get static fired by themselves at the McGregor facility.
Co ty
Then
masz za
they go to their
kartę?
launch site and get integrated with the full rocket.
RTX-a, no kurde.
So the test here today
No ale...
is more akin to that first one. It's more akin to the SLS core stage going to Stennis for its hot fire campaign before going to Kennedy to get integrated for launch. Now, that said, the logical question then becomes, okay, but then why not do another one with the ship on top? And that's the one where I'm with you. It's kind of odd that they would want to get that data, especially since they've seen tiles come off the ships before during static fires on the suborbital pads.
Ale to znowu...
Possible that the answer to that is they got all of the data that they really think they needed, and they don't think that they really need to, for the very first time, do that integrated test with booster and ship together. It might also be a slight
Tylko wiesz, z upgrade'em to już wiesz, to się zaczyna, że procesor będzie wąskim gardłem w końcu. Znaczy, kurde, no niby jest 4.8, tak? I to stabilne 4.8. Nie wiem, no tam raz na kilka miesięcy, kilka tygodni jest jakiś crash i to też nie wiem, czy konkretnie z powodu procka. Wiesz, stary chipset, nie? No kurde, 5-letni.
From my understanding, it's not like the top priority of their objectives is to test the re-entry on that heat shield.
Bo ile dawałeś za swoje gogle?
Into orbit preferably, and then if you get it back down with the heat
Jak
shield.
patrzyłem...
Yeah, I mean, just to reiterate, their objective on this test, of the test launch, not the static fire, but the objective on the orbital test flight is mostly to test launch, and we are planning on expending both vehicles either way. So it's really a matter of what better way to test those thermal tiles than with an actual launch.
Bo ja znalazłem na Allegro za 200 z dopiskiem nowe, otwarte pudełko.
How could you see engines actually gimbling? We might have a view that can show that, but basically it's a tricky thing to see given the construction and shape of the orbital. Now hopefully, if we can see it, SpaceX has the cameras in hand. I love that video that they released.
Czyli nie możemy w cywilizowanych warunkach wrócić do miasta.
Exactly it was. But it's just so cool to see so many engines all moving around and preparing to be used. So hopefully that's something that we do get to see one way or the other.
No.
All right, we're getting really close here, people. This is getting into the flow where we are waiting for reports from either Nick or Mary out in the field that we are getting a siren. Hasn't happened yet. Just keeping our ears open for it, and as soon as we get reports of that siren happening, that T-10-minute siren, we will let you know.
Yeah, nice seeing all that frost. Rocks there on the bottom, and then there's a little bit of methane frost on the top.
Yeah, almost. I mean, getting close. It's like 3/4 of the way full on the LOX tank. Lot of liquid oxygen. Oh, is that the fire X system? What was, or was that a vent?
Znaczy, wiesz, jak mam być szczery, to te, co miał Patryk, te wajwy, wiesz, dla mnie, no to też były spoko, tak? Bo, wiesz, tu u mnie kwestia taka, że tamte były spoko, no to wiesz, po prostu kwestia taka, że ja nie wiem, co może być lepsze. Nie, ten... Tu jest jakiś metro w ogóle, znacznik metra, ty. Możemy metrem pojechać. Wsiadaj, kurwa, co to? Klasyczne. No to pisara jest. Spoko, że na tych loading screenach można sobie chodzić.
So engines indeed should be chilling down.
Yeah, those are definitely the engine chill pipes.
Excellent. So continuing to progress nominally here. Once again, this will be the largest number
Kurwa.
of engines ever fired on a single vehicle. and
Upgrade
the most
kompa, nie?
tons
Ja,
produced
nie, mnie
on
głowa
a
boli jak ja to
rocket
słyszę.
ever.
Ja
Significant
już
amount.
liczę ile to kosztuje.
Assuming, of course,
Procek,
everything goes
płyta, znaczy
And
ramy
assuming that
mógłbym
all of them fire
zostawić.
at least 60%, that's when you know
No to
you're
powiedzmy, że
surpassed
oszczędność
the
500 zł
rush
jest.
milestone, which we're hoping it'll be even more than that.
I forget what the minimum throttle on Raptor is. My brain says 40%. I don't know that for sure though, but I think it's a safe bet that firing them all above
Hey,
60% or at least 60% is a fair
Yeah, that's
bet.
right. Seen you
But
around
I
here.
mean,
Maybe
that's the
you
sort of
can
thing
lend all that
we don't
a
know.
hand.
SpaceX doesn't tell us, and so hopefully after the test we find out from a tweet or what have you what the status was and what exactly they did and what they
This ain't
accomplished.
been see.
Very excited,
now. I've
not
tried
just for the
so
test today,
maybe
but
I'm
also just to
what,
learn
you're
more
not
about
bro, you need
what's happening, what we're seeing, and what
you
we've
want to
seen.
get a pump in while you what? You're not bro, you need to lift
Exactly,
more.
and Adam
Then
in our
you'll
back
get your
channel
head on
making a good
straight.
point where we're seeing that chill down kind of start. According to what we've seen at the testing sites when they do
Maybe
Raptors at
rethinking
Gregor,
things?
you're talking about 15
Awesome,
minutes or
bro.
so,
You're a
at
lifesaver.
least, from the start
It's
of
in
chill
the
down
node.
till
I'm
they
sure
would
you
be
know
ready
the
to be
place.
fired.
Bring everything back right away.
Excellent. It is 2:47 local time. We are expecting T0 sometime, I would say, after 3 p.m. Maybe between 3 p.m. and 3:10 p.m. somewhere in there.
Which would line up with the engine chill perfectly, yeah.
Exactly. So that lines up with Adrian's spreadsheet, which I'm sure he's adding all of this data to his spreadsheet so that we can further extrapolate any information that is possible. If you remember back in the Starship test flight days, he got it down to a pretty precise prediction. He was able to predict with significant precision when a starship would fire or launch. So the difference here is they haven't, again, this is the first ever test of these 33 engines. They haven't done this before. So we're working on a limited data set, but so just to stress once again, it is an estimate, it is a guess. They could have a hold, there could be issues, and they could pause things briefly, but currently expecting sometime between 3 and 3:10 p.m. for T0 based on everything that
No,
we've seen.
ja ten jeszcze naczynie pomyję, bo zapomniałem ile najdzie. Ale jak będzie ci przeszkadzać, to możemy gadać. Jak będzie, to powiedz. Bo nie wiem. Znaczy jeszcze nie myję.
Yeah, it'll be really close once we get towards that top of the hour. And again, the one thing that will be the biggest indication is waiting for that
No kurde, mówię, no Procek to nie... Procek to pewnie dwa klocki. Karta, no to sky is the limit. Ale pewnie od dwójki, trójki to w górę. No, trójkę. No. To bardziej by się opłacało w SLI-u 1070 jebnąć mi chyba. Wtedy. Czy tam w Crossfire'ze, nie wiem co tam lepsze jest. Znaczy było jeszcze Crossfire. Aha, no tak. Zerżnęli od tego NVM, tak? NV.
At least until you want them to mix in your engines.
Oh my goodness, this is finally happening. It's finally happening. I want to scream into the microphone while scare you the ear splitting.
No.
But, oh my gosh.
As long as we've been talking about this, it's crazy that we are
No wiem.
close.
What a day.
What a day indeed.
Wiesz, VR można powiedzieć, że ma zaletę taką, że kalorie się pali, nie?
Jacob Warrens is asking, can we explain how the new water deluge system is supposed to relieve some of the forces acting on the concrete? Chris, I'm going to throw this one to you.
Yeah, so the water will have a deadening effect to the sound and the acoustics. It will also help vaporize some of the exhaust that's coming out of the engine and disrupt that flow as they come down. That's sort of the way that it could go toward protecting some of the concrete down below. official uses
A na
it, less
przykład,
than uses this as well.
a na przykład można zrobić tak, że załóżmy, że przy tych questach, tak, że jakby korzystasz z tego, że są bezprzewodowe, tak, że są ale po kablu podłączysz sobie obraz do telewizora na przykład, żeby inni widzieli.
Disperse that exhaust as they're coming out of the main engine, so that when they hit the flame deflector and the trench, it's not as much of a direct impact.
Ale no to wtedy masz podłączone dalej w kartę, tak? Ale to... No ale dalej wtedy masz podłączone pod kartę graficzną. A no to wtedy w sumie same okulary musiały mieć funkcję streamowania.
No, I see the thought here, and it's a very good question. Yes, the thermal tiles are very, very good at heat exchange, right? And thermal protection systems can do this in a variety of ways. What they are not good at is taking brute force. They are usually brittle in many ways.
Tam jest słaby dragon chyba, z tego co kojarzę.
Those tiles withstand incredible amounts of heat, 1700 degrees centigrade, around 2000 degrees Fahrenheit, as the orbiters were coming back in, but a small grain of sand could nick them and damage them. So it's how they
ale to jakby grafikę mają detale gorsze, tak, ale sama jakby wyrazistość jest lepsza, tak?
And also NASA's got some good material on this as well. Look at 39A and 39B, specifically 39B and how they upgraded for SLS.
Bo na tych vive'ach to ja tam, no nie powiem, piksele dało się liczyć.
There's also Martite, which I believe is a special formulation of concrete.
Yep. Yeah, Alex is saying it's fondag, not fondue. And the other interesting thing with those is keep in mind when you're coming in through re-entry, you're not blasting it instantly with full heat. It slowly, gradually works its way up as it encounters the friction of the atmosphere, where then it does get super hot. You do get that plasma, but it's not that instant force like you see in a launch pad.
Yes, indeed. I'm seeing chat say
Gry w 4K, kurde.
We are not reporting that there has been a T-minus 10 minute siren. As far as we know, that has not happened yet. So anyone saying siren is currently incorrect. As far as we know, we will let you know as soon as we are aware of that T-minus 10 minute siren happening.
Right, there may have been a siren.
O panie.
Siren. The definitive article.
No. Na low detale, to może niektóre gry.
Couple more questions before we get into high pressure.
I also need to correct something. It is fondue fire, by the way. That is the correct.
Zlewie.
Cool.
Paweł, no kurde, tego gdzieś na multiku, kurde, w tego traitorów tam, kurde. Przecież kurde, no mówię, no co tam gadaliśmy, że ja u Bladiego tam sporo tego oglądałem.
Alright, you know what? I am getting the jitters. I'm going to run away for about 5 minutes.
Jebana.
Make sure everything is good on my end, and I will be right back.
Okay. Sounds good there, Jack. Let's keep on going. Let's keep going here. So, Angie with a good question asking when the water deluge system is there, how much water is actually going to be used. That's a very good question. It depends on when they want to flow that water in advance of engine start, how long they want it going after the engines are lighting and the vehicle has lifted off. All of that and the flow rates are going to determine that. The one I know off the top of my head is it's about a $500,000 at the 39A and 39B pads. It is about that capacity there. It's a little under half. But that's the overall capacity of those. So I would assume it would be up there around something like that in terms of the overall capacity, just because of the sheer amount that they needed for SLS and when they started flowing that around the vehicle. So probably around $500,000.
Że kurde, no ta bezprzewodowość jest spoko, nie? No bo możesz się sobie zabrać gdziekolwiek i grać, ale ja tam gdzieś mi się rzuciły w oczy ceny, no to kurde $30, 40 tak pylić, to tak... Za jeden...
There isn't the giant water tank that we're kind of used to seeing in 39A. It is still close by, but yeah, it's about how much they can store.
Exactly. Ben217 is asking, why won't the rocket be adopted when all of the engines are firing? So there are a series of hold-down clamps and systems on the orbital launch mount that grab onto the booster and make sure that it is held down and that it does not actually leave the launch pad.
I'm going to interrupt you for just a quick second here. You can see on the cameras there now the orbital launch mount vent is which should mean that probably is complete. You can see that LOX tank pretty much filled.
Yeah, exactly, which is about what we would have expected, right? We didn't expect a full prop load, which you can see the methane tank is not fully fueled. But filling the entirety of the oxygen tank does make sense because it increases the mass of the vehicle as much as possible for your 3300 ignition here, which is going to produce about 16.5 to 17 million pounds of thrust. It's about double what the SLS did at its initial liftoff from the launch pad.
Which is absolutely insane.
No to, ale to tylko przewagę mają bezprzewodowo.
Million pounds of thrust-ish each? Or was that total? I'm trying to remember.
Sorry, what?
The shuttle engines at thrust.
Ale pytanie, tu, skoro on jest enkodowany, tak? Czyli te enkodowanie ma, powiedzmy, pozytywny wpływ na wydajność. Wiesz, o co mi chodzi?
Right, and keep in mind you're also talking ×1 versus ×33. So when you combine them all, it's still going to add up.
Yeah, what I loved is we had this question a few
Czyli twoje są lepsze pod tym. Nawet nie takie same. Twoje są lepsze.
Of course, the answer would vary because the RS-25s are hydrogen, and you would have to have bigger hydrogen tanks.
No ale skoro i tak karta musi cisnąć na większe niż...
Julian has a good question here. Is a flight termination system installed or enabled? What if it accidentally takes off? All the best from NL. And yeah, so let's hit.
No ale nawet jakbym nie chciał bezprzewodowych, no to nie ma, tak?
Very small. We do understand a lot of how to stack fire the engines and how to keep the vehicle down, understand the stresses. Does that mean something weird can't happen? Of course not. You can't roll out the thing you're not expecting, right? But no, I would not expect an accident to lift off. To answer your question, what would happen if it accidentally lifted off? That would likely mean one or two of the hold-down clamps on one side of the vehicle had failed. At that point, the vehicle is likely ripping itself from the launch pad. You're not going to have a good day. So we're going to think happy thoughts here, that we're going to have a nice, happy, healthy booster at the end of this.
Exactly. Flight termination system.
Ale wiesz, Valve sobie dobrą renomę robi, nie? Tutaj indeksy, tutaj Steam Deck. Jeszcze zagrywka PR-owa w postaci krakowanych gier Nintendo.
If you haven't already, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Our channel doesn't just do these wonderful live marathon broadcasts for you all. We also do daily content from Starbase and Prager and Space Coast Live throughout the week. We do narrated features throughout the week on all things space. So if you are interested in all of this, you know, please hit that subscribe button, smash that like button too, because smashing that like button is one way to tell YouTube, hey, this is a really important historic moment and this is a good stream that the world needs to be seen. So that really does help that engagement with us and does help us out in that regard, because all indications are we are close.
Yes, in fact, we just got a tweet from
go
Elon
for it,
Musk.
Sawyer.
Yeah, we just got a tweet from Elon Musk, including a screenshot of the NASA spaceflight livestream here, saying that we are attempting Starship 33 engine static fire. So it seems as if we are proceeding towards that firing test. So what we're going to keep an eye out for, of course, we're still listening for a siren, but the big visual indicator
Ale no to...
before we see that ignition is we should see the
Znaczy ja też się zaplączę, tak? No bo ja bym...
basically start spraying underneath the vehicle under that orbital launch mount in preparation for the engines to ignite.
And let's talk a little bit about why that happens. So we were actually just talking about the sound suppression system, and I mentioned that for the SLS rocket, right?
O, ja mam gigabitowy router. Tylko, znaczy, kurde, to nie jest chyba pełny gigabit, tylko 800 z hakiem.
Is safe for engine ignition, and one way to do that is to use water vapor, water mist, not vapor, water mist like that to disperse it and to start pushing it out of the way and change the ambient concentration in the area. So
Czyli powinien być tak naprawdę 10 gigabitowy.
Right, and my understanding the system also is using pressurized nitrogen to help make that happen too.
Indeed. So 3:02 approaching 3:03 Central Time here, and again, as we said, we are standing by to hear that siren, which would be the 10-minute-ish warning, and we're gonna go ish because sometimes it's early, sometimes it's a bit late, but it does give us an indication that we are getting a little bit closer here. Now, in terms of how loud this is going to be, paradoxically, it might not be, and also I should note, the siren may not happen too. So that's why we're going to be looking for visual indicators here as well, like Sawyer was saying, and thank you to Thomas too for reminding me to say that last part. Thank you. But yes, this is a big day, is it not, Sawyer?
Muszę.
I mean, this is huge. This is the... Obviously, we're talking about the record-setting nature of firing this many engines.
Ale głodna jest.
Talking about the most thrust that'll be produced by rocket engines
Oh,
all at once. But the other big important thing is that we are one step closer to the capacity to orbit that you'll have with this vehicle, the eventual reusability of it, and the fact that this is integral in our return to the moon. That as much as we talk about it being SpaceX's vehicle, it is so tied into NASA and the human landing services on the moon program, HLS, that this is a major milestone in space flight essentially across the solar system.
Worth noting too, for those of you who are joining us just now tuning in, we are standing by for the 33 engine static fire of Booster 7 here at Starbase. This is a live oh, what would you call that? A fourth, maybe? That might be a fifth, maybe?
A little under a fourth, yeah.
Yeah, of methane load onto the vehicle, which would make sense because you want to put as much mass into the vehicle as possible, which would be your oxygen, but you want to limit the potential of a kinetic explosion potential of the vehicle if there's an accident, so you wouldn't put a full load of methane on for this, which would make perfect sense. where the exclusion zone is today, which is where it normally has been for the single and then multi-engine static fires that have occurred so far. A big visual indicator that we would be looking for here that we are getting very close will be
Jezu, ale kurwa. Do mycia tego od frytkownicy, jak się tydzień tego nie myło, tylko się ładowało ciągle tłuste wszystko. Znaczy tłuste, no. Wszystko się robiło i ten tłuszcz się wytapiał. O Jezu. Ja wyobraź sobie, że ja od 10 minut to szoruję.
In that view, it would be just underneath that white frosty pipe that you see going around it, in that area underneath the engines.
Exactly. Exactly.
A, nie chcę wiedzieć, co się dzieje od góry,
Sorry,
kurwa.
I had to get outside so I can watch this with my own 2 eyes.
That's fine.
No, I mean, witness history,
No,
Jack.
admit.
Seriously, witness history, Jack.
Prawie.
And also of note, I just want to point out, in terms of the length of the test, I know I've seen that question a bunch. We do not know exactly how long they plan to fire the 33 engines. The longest static fire that we've seen SpaceX do similar to this would be about 20 seconds, but I don't think we're expecting anywhere near that long with this test. Enough to get the data they need and shut it down is what we're expecting.
Yeah, if you were watching several hours ago, we're sort of expecting somewhere in the area of like 2 to 10 seconds. I would say 10 seconds at absolute maximum. This is one of those things that, you know, SpaceX doesn't tell us what to expect, but based on what we've seen and sort of just guessing, I would say somewhere around 5 seconds, maybe, you know, as a median guess number. Either way, it's going to be really exciting to see all of these engines finally fire all at once. Hopefully, we hope, fingers crossed, etc., etc.
Exactly.
And should point out, we are hearing that we are at about a hold of T-minus 40 seconds.
And again, that's not to... That would be expected in some regard, right? That I want to caution here that hearing that we're holding T-minus 40 seconds doesn't mean that they have encountered an issue. It could really just be a let's make absolutely sure we're ready to
Teraz będzie ten osobne kategorie na Pornhubie.
It is historic in that it would be the most number of rocket engines ever fired in a single group. It would take that record from the Soviet one rocket, and if the firing is successful,
Nowa branża się rozwija.
The most thrust ever generated by a single booster, doubling that was produced by the SLS's first stage components at liftoff. So, yeah.
Exact. A lot of history that we're keeping an eye out for here. And yeah, when you're, as we've seen with SLS, sometimes you take your time to make sure you get everything right.
Co oni będą robić?
You launch when you're ready, and in this case, you test fire when you're ready.
Oh.
And we will note too. I want to say, you know, like keep sending your questions in, especially if you have questions about what we are seeing as they proceed down to the final seconds here, and we get the engine firing that we are expecting. Keep asking your questions. We're not going to go away immediately upon the completion of the test. We're going to stay with you.
Rekordzik.
We're going to have replays and stuff like that. So keep your questions coming because our broadcast will continue after the main event. Here today.
Dobra, nazwę na chwilę.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I was running around doing camera things. We haven't gotten a siren or anything like that yet, right?
That is correct. However, there might also not be a siren, so we're also prepping folks for what the visual cues of a resumption of the count would be.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
And
the overpressure notice that's delivered does mention a siren, but we have seen static fires without one in the past. So it's one of those indicators that we can sort of depend on, but not necessarily always. But I guess we'll have to keep our ears open and see what happens. But either way, we are close. We're very,
also, just
very
so
close.
Our viewers know what to expect as well. Once we get that indication that they are going to fire the engines, we will let you just listen to the engine noise and the engine sound, and we'll give you a warning to headphone users that we expect this to be very, very loud. So either use that as a warning or a reason to turn them up.
And do not be afraid to show your excitement or nervousness in chat. This is a big moment all around. So feel what you are going to feel. Perfectly okay, and I highly recommend it because this is exciting. Channel your Chris G energy for the...
system.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Look at the wildlife reaction to that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so one, we need the confirmation from SpaceX. It was indeed all 33, but that was a multi-second hold-down firing of what looked like most of them, if not all. We will stand by for that confirmation from SpaceX, but wowie, wow.
The most important thing is everything is still standing.
It's still there.
Standing. Look at that. Look at the legs of the OLM.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, charred, but that would be expected.
The sound just hit me here 5 miles away, and that was the whole entire building I'm in shook. The fish were freaking out. Like that was outstanding. And
Whoa.
I mean, hopefully a successful test. The vehicle is still there, so that's definitely successful. 100% outstanding.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so let's just put this into perspective there. That was 33 engines. That would be the most ever fired in a single go. That would be historic just in and of itself. The thrust almost certainly exceeded what SLS did on its liftoff, which would make it the most powerful booster ever fired in the world. Starhopper is still standing, so Starhopper's immortality continues. That's another major thing as well. But what this represents, if the data indicates that things were good on this test, this would be a major checkmark and milestone to proceed to get the FAA license to do the orbital flight. The fact that they would get all 33 firing, and again, if the data is all good, would really pave the way toward making March a technical possibility for the orbital launch attempt here. But also, this is the part that I really love. That single test was itself historic because of what this vehicle can enable. Not just for the Artemis program and the return to the moon, but the sheer lift and throw capacity to anywhere in our solar system is just...
Any second.
Am I?
Any second now.
No, mam już, dobra. Whoa.
Oh my god.
No, kamera ma...
Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Look at the wildlife reaction to that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so one, we need the confirmation from SpaceX. It was indeed all 33, but that was a multi-second hold-down firing of what looked like most of them, if not all. We will stand by for that confirmation from SpaceX, but wowie, wow.
The most important thing is everything is still standing.
It's still there.
Standing. Look at that. Look at the legs of the OLM.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, charred, but that would be expected.
The sound just hit me here 5 miles away. There.
Wow. Fire. Oh my god. 3. Looked SpaceX. Was a multi-second hold-down firing of what confirmation that the OLM.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, charred, but
and that was the vehicle.
Oh, in a single, certainly a booster. So Starhop. What this would be a major firing, and again, if the data is all good, would really pave the way toward making March a technical possibility for the orbital launch attempt here. But also, this is the part that I really love. That single test was itself historic because of what this vehicle can enable. Not just for the Artemis program and the return to the moon, but the sheer lift and throw capacity to anywhere in our solar system is just... It is staggering to think how this vehicle can change the course of our exploratory efforts in the solar system and how we seek to go live.
Progression and evolution.
press as we would expect to hear as they begin the saving process. Did it.
Wow.
That's excellent.
17.5 million trust.
All right, I am going to jump off screen so I can get a video turned around of all of the goodness that we are seeing. Thank you, everybody. Stream is going to continue. We'll keep answering those questions and watching the test wrap up here. But I'm going to jump off. Thank you, everybody, for listening to my
And there was like, and Matt was perfectly managed. 30 seconds for firing at the same time. And looks like it is a very conditions. You have no visible Elon Musk just this very second. Team turned off one engine before start and one stopped itself, so 31 engines fired overall.
ASAC, assuming it was full duration.
Update from Elon Musk just this very
No już płatki opierdoliłem. Prawie. Dobrze, że mam wyciszony. Mamy już 3. poziom tego hakowania. O, nie no, dostaliśmy jakieś ulepszenia od Cyberdeka. Da się kupić jakiś lepszy ten?
What? Ah, what is my name is Doc. Excellent. So off you go. Great.
Że sprawdzę, Milena, czy się nie otrujesz tymi pierogami.
Oczywiście, że się otruję, wiesz?
Nie no, wiesz, muszę o ciebie dbać, sprawdzić muszę.
Oczywiście. Jak się zorientuj przy pierwszym, na przykład nie przy...
No dobra, masz.
Nie no, jest.
Nie
Tak,
chcę.
jest.
Nie chcę. Wypchaj się.
Dobrze.
Nie no, spesznego. Kurde. Chcice na płatki dostałem. Tak ostatnio za mną chodzą. Milena kupiła mi te cornflakesy miodowe.
Affordable algorithm.
Gdzie patrzysz, w zbrojowni? Ktoś nowe pistolety ma.
This will be my best. Give me something to...
Sprzedałem śmieci, to jest... To mam 48 000.
Want to get jazzed? Look no further. Can't take your eyes off.
Tu jest jeszcze inny handlarz, taki antenka ma. Ten. Ikonę. A, to nie ten. Nie, nieważne. Jakiś cwel co gada.
This is the feed. The wild gear on it will short the feed. It always word has reached the feed. The carnage. We've also they're getting away and they it's surely it's lot.
Tak kminie, czy sobie nie ten granatu nie podmienić na wybuchowy. On jest ten oszałamiający.
You there? Yes, you. Yes, it's true. We're on the diesel checks, my name. But I have a new field generator. Well, it just keeps them in that enough rattling, and of course, we do need just a tap. So what do you say? Can you head on out into the... Well, that's just fantastic. What we need, specifically, just get on out there, put some baddies into stasis. I mean, really just... We need to push it to the utmost of course. There's a very... Hey, It's all in... Well, that's in... So you're ready to do your part? Go down in history as an accomplice. Just head back this way or...
You up if you got...
O. Znaczy, nie wiem czy lepsze, ale... Inne na pewno.
Well then, do you have enough...
Mogę zmienić ten lokację?
You're Pluto's errand runner, aren't you? Seen you got an errand for... Yeah?
Dobra.
Need you to... Yes, of course. She's...
Come talk to me if you have a bounty to...
That's complete. That's something... Anyway, I do it. You fight, let me know what you...
I didn't think I'd be showering in urine ever again. The kidnap. I need you. You're gonna need help. There's a quiche. Needless to say, I've learned. What more do you?
Look,
what more do you want to?
I'm not your friend.
You already know. There are countless. No, without them, we're without. Yeah, I know it's abandoned. We need those people back pronto.
W ogóle wróg może nas hakować. Okej. Nie wiem. Energy. Dobra, jaką misję brać? Mamy 4 poboczne i 1 główną. W nowych tych obszarach. Dobra, będziemy robić po kolei te poboczne. Znaczny? Ile ulepszeń wrzuciłeś? O, dobra. A jak otworzyłeś? Aha. Wybuchowy, o, granat wybuchowy. Nie, ja kupiłem ten najdroższy za 40 000. A nie, to jest ulepszenie. Też sobie wciśnij. Oznacza wrogów w zasięgu, oznaczeni przeciwnicy ruchają w chwili śmierci. To dobrze. No. Kurwa. Może zróbmy najpierw ten wątek główny, co? No tam jak mówili o loadzie. Nie, to... Tak. Tak. No. Znaczy mamy też poboczny, jedna jeszcze niższa, ale to... Tylko jeden. Reszta pobocznych jest dosyć wysoko. Po który level? 9. A ten quest główny aktualnie będzie na 6. O, czemu nie mogę kliknąć, wyjść? Mieli. Teraz. Tylko szkoda, że mnie gra nie informuje, co jest nie tak. A ja nie dostałem. A, winda. Co ty mówisz, Milena? A, dziękuję. No teraz nie chcę. Dziękuję. O wy kurwy. Kurde, ten granat jeszcze mi się nie załadował przez ten cały czas. Mam może 2-3% załadowanego. To jest kurwa jakaś chyba bomba atomowa, a nie granat. Winda. Przepraszam. No to jak będziesz tam miał ochotę czy chwilę, to możesz popatrzeć o tych widełkach. Dobra, granat mi się załadował, ja bym go z chęcią przetestował. Może jakiś tough guy, ale nie w tą stronę idziemy. Jakiś tough guy by się przydał. Napierśnik. No, może dla ciebie by coś tam było lepsze. Ale też kupiłem, no to może nie. Napierśnik się nazywa. Biom. P10 napierśnik kamieniarza. O, kurwa, lag gry. O. Coś jest... Nie idzie. Kupiłem sobie już ten pierwszy kufer wojenny na plemionach. No nie nic, gra nie odpowiada, no. Muszę saltę wczyterować, która godzina. Może nawet byśmy skończyli, bo to w sumie 23 już. Jutro można posiedzieć. Piąteczek, piątuniu. Do 8 godzin zbieractwo. No, to twoje plemię coś w chuja leci. Chciałem powiedzieć. Mhm. To też, że moderują tak szybko, to też ten. Tak. Kurwa macie, ja grubego nie wysłałem. A zbieractwo puściłem, ale debil. Mam 93 tarany. Czekaj, zobaczę. W symulatorze, czy gruby przeżyje z taranami. Jeden, kurde, obrońca. No nie wiem, jak... No dobra, no w sumie wezmę poprzedni rap. Boże, ile tu raportów jakiś, kurwa. Sprowadź wojska do symulatora. Co tak? Z wiarą. Damy szczęście na minus 25. Bez bonusa nocnego, nie? Bo w barbarkach nie obowiązuje. No niby przeżywa. Na taranach. 4 tarany tracę. Na atakowaniu barbarki. Chuj mnie te tarany. I cyk. Na 8 wioskę. Znaczy wiesz, ja to barbarki klepię, to nie jest ten. Jedną pikę wyślę. Znaczy są tu wioski, które no powiedzmy 5 godzin grubym mógłbym graczom podpierdalać. Tylko, że... No ja to, tym bardziej, że ja tu w okolicy to widzę, że ja to wygryzam ludzi. Kurde, widzę, że tu jest gościu, który ma 10 000 punktów i jedną wioskę.